welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit of a different pace. I have decided to do a whole video for you guys on sensory friendly baby activities. Most of these are taste safe. I think there's really only one that I did that wasn't like tasteable, but it was still a sensory activity. I'm going to work on another video with others that you don't do tasting. It's just she's kind of like really into putting everything in her mouth, so that's why I did a lot of taste safe activities in this video. But either way, I hope you guys really enjoy this. We definitely had a lot of fun filming this and doing the activities and everything. And before we get into this video, I hope you guys go ahead and give me a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for this activity, I'm just using a simple pack of chocolate flavored pudding mix, and I mixed this together the night before and let it sit in the fridge overnight. And I'm just throwing it kind of like in a circular pattern on her high chair tray. And then I'm going to assemble some plastic toy animals around it, kind of resembling like a pig pen or like something muddy and farmish. You can also use frogs and do it like that. I also came up with the idea last minute to use blue jello and use frogs or plastic fish and do somewhat of like an aquarium or like a frog pond type of activity for this same type of, you know, feel. And this is her playing with this, and she absolutely loved this. She didn't ever have chocolate pudding before this, so this was, I guess, a good treat for her. Once she tasted it, she didn't want to stop. As you can see, she kind of didn't want to stop tasting it because I guess, you know, it must have been really good to her. And so after we sang Old MacDonald Had a Farm a couple of times with her and did the farm animal associations with the animals on her tray, she kind of was more into playing. So for this activity, everything that I got was from Dollar Tree. So I have a Ziploc bag, some baby gel, like it's like a baby oil gel, and then these little foamy beads and some tape. So the first thing that I'm going to do is open up my Ziploc bag and pour that baby oil gel into the Ziploc bag. Don't do what I do. Make sure that your top was all the way on, because mine wasn't, and it popped off and made a huge mess. It was supposed to be way easier than this, believe me. Then I opened up those foamy beads and poured them in there. I don't know if they have like an actual name. That's just what I call them. But yeah, they're like styrofoam beads that you use for like when you're making slime and stuff. But you just pour that in there, you close up that Ziploc really, really well. And then what I did is I taped this onto the high chair. Number one, so that she wouldn't keep dropping it off the high chair, because she'll throw it and just look at it and then look at me and expect me to pick it up. And then also number two, just in case it bursts open, none of that stuff would be possible for her to get in her mouth, because that's where everything goes automatically, is straight to the mouth. This is not an edible activity, so that's the last thing you want, is for any of this to get in her mouth. So I just showed her basically what she's supposed to do a couple of times. I pushed on it and showed her that it moves, and here she is just doing it herself. I mean, it kept her entertained for a while, and she did have fun with it. Her little smile. She did have fun with it. It's probably not the most time-consuming activity, but I got a couple of things done while she was doing this, and that, at the end of the day, is the goal. So for this activity, which was a fun time cleaning up, let me tell you, all you really need is a bag of Cheerios. So when you blend Cheerios up, they look a lot like beach sand. And so the fact that we already had beach toys in the house, the only thing that I did have to purchase to do this activity was the Cheerios. But here I am. I basically blended up the entire box of Cheerios. I know that sounds like a lot, but once you start blending these down, they make nothing. It's like cooking spinach. It cooks down to nothing. I did sift through it a little bit to make sure that there was no chunks so that she was not going to choke on anything, because I knew she was going to put this directly in her mouth. That's what she does with literally everything. So basically I just threw that fake sand on her high chair tray, gave her a couple of our little beach toys, and let her go at it. But I did sit with her just in case there was any Cheerio chunks. If your baby does have teeth, you probably don't have to worry as much about sitting with them, but this was at the point where she did not have teeth yet. She was teething, but she didn't quite have teeth yet, so I did sit with her to make sure that she wasn't going to choke on anything. I also did play with her a little bit. It was fun for me too, I'm gonna be honest. This is actually like a really great activity. Even if you have older kids, I'm pretty sure they would appreciate something like this. You know, on days when you can't go to the beach or when it's winter, maybe doing like this type of activity while watching Frozen, you know, like where Olaf dreams about the beach. This is, you know, a great activity for all ages, to be honest. So we had a lot of fun with this, and we will definitely do this again, but I will warn you, it's hard to clean up. The day that we did this activity was so perfect because it was so hot outside. This was an amazing outside activity for a hot day. So what I did is I took a very big bowl. I filled it with some water and some ice cubes, and then I sliced up some oranges, some lemons, and some limes, and just threw them in there. Took her outside with the bowl and let her just kind of go at it with some measuring cups and some Tupperware containers out of the kitchen. I'm talking about minimal money spent, guys. This was probably the one activity that I did not have to buy anything for, because all of the fruits that I did purchase I needed for other things anyways. So this was 100% in the house. You can use any fruits that you can think of that you already have: raspberries, blueberries, apple slices, whatever. And here's a quick clip of her trying a lemon for the first time, her little baby sour face. But she loved it. She loves it, and she'll eat lemons just as is now. So I really wanted to do an activity where she could simulate painting, but obviously make it safe enough for her, because as I've said about 1,000,000 times in this video already, everything goes in the mouth. So here I am making an edible paint. I just took a cup of yogurt. I chose the Silk yogurt because she's still a little bit sensitive to dairy, so I don't try to give her too much dairy. But I'm separating it into different bowls, and I'm taking some food coloring and mixing different colors into each bowl. So now I've just poured each color out onto her tray, and I gave her a little basting brush. And when I gave it to her, I showed her what to do, and I also explained the colors to her. I know she's not going to get that now, but just the exposure of understanding that things have names helps babies out a lot. First thing she did, obviously, was taste. It took her a minute to realize that we do a little bit more than taste. I had to keep showing her that, you know, we play with it and we paint with it. I also did remove the stick off of the basting brush because this basting brush was from Dollar Tree, and so the stick kept coming off and she kept hitting herself in the face and all that, so I just didn't want to keep that up. Okay, everybody, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys got some inspiration on fun little activities to do with your babies. These are even great for toddlers. You know, toddlers are very explorative, and they put everything in their mouths as well. So I hope you guys find some sort of inspiration from this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure that you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.